Hey everyone, how you guys?
Hi.
I'm here today. It's Saturday afternoon, and Skye came by, and this is Skye, and Skye came by, and we met just recently, didn't we? And like
We did.
super recently, and
last Monday.
Skye came to our meditation. On Monday nights we have a meditation group, and and it was so cool because we have 15 or 20 people here, and there's always new people that come, and you showed up, and it was so obvious that you were looking for, in my opinion, connection around not only around meditation, but around spirituality and addiction recovery and all of that. And it just turned out that Monday night, I think there was 5 of us in recovery in the meditation group.
Yeah.
And then after we stayed and talked for like an hour or 2
or 3. Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. I wasn't expecting that.
No, it was like, and we both went. I went home high.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah. Yeah. It was awesome.
Because it was this like magic that was happening, that you would be there, and that we'd have the connection that we had, and we talked about recovery, and we talked about relationship, and we talked about life, and we talked about kids, and talked about having a relationship with God and higher power in our lives, so it was magic, and I suggested that we could share a little bit of that with you guys.
Yeah, it was an amazing night. It was so nice to be around people who are so spiritually connected and grounded, and it was just amazing energy. Yeah, it was really good.
Our Monday night, you guys, we have a group. I call it a meditation group, and our philosophy is keep it simple.
Yeah.
And it's so. I think that sometimes that a barrier for people around meditation is too much doctrine, or too much that they have to learn a philosophy or something, and my meditation is about no philosophy, and about just really learning how to sit and allow whatever needs to happen, and I think there's just a very light goal, because if there's any real goal, then we're in our heads, right? So the idea that there's a possibility that we might drop into the emptiness.
Yeah.
Which happens. People will come, and we only actually meditate for like 20 minutes.
And it seemed like a lot longer.
Yeah.
But that was really my first experience meditating.
Wow.
So, yeah, like that anyway.
Yes.
And the other one was guided through a CD. So, but I really liked it.
Yeah, I think you're going to be a lifelong meditator.
I think I will too.
Yes.
I think it's my new passion.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, you have a couple of kids?
I have 2 kids. Xavier, 7, and Romy is 4.
Yes. So you're kind of a single mom, but Dad's around and he's supportive, right?
Yeah, we're going through like a long court situation, which is difficult, but it's positive, I think, on my end now. Like, I'm feeling positive about it finally. I've gotten to a point where I'm at peace with everything, which is really important, and it's starting to feel a lot better, which is nice. And I think the kids are doing a lot better with it, and I think that can be really difficult, because you're always worried about your kids in a separation and how they're going to take it. And I think it's if you're okay, they're okay. Now that I'm feeling better about everything, I'm seeing that they're finally.
I remember when I got divorced once, and I'd been with Linda for many, many years, and my daughter Emily was like 13 at the time, and I was really concerned. I was like, oh my gosh, I hadn't planned, I planned to be kind of in that marriage forever, and I was worried about them. And I remember Emily saying, "Dad, relax. Like, all my friends' parents are divorced."
Yeah.
She said, I was like, really? She said, yes. It's like, it's okay. And I was, I think I was more upset and concerned about it than they were, like by a long shot. And so, in their social circle, I mean, Xavier's how old?
7.
So he's in grade 1.
He is going into grade 2.
But, yeah.
It's really important for a lot of people to have that perfect family. It was very important for me to have that. I had my first boy, and then I had the younger girl, and I needed to fit into that role for a while. And then I kind of was like, whoa, this is insane. It's like, this isn't really who I am, and I'm painting this picture of this
domestic
woman
bliss
that is not anything like who I want to be, or who like is actually like, now I'm stepping into myself, which is a beautiful feeling.
Nice.
So, yeah.
So what are you doing now? Do you paint? Did you tell me you paint?
I've been painting again, which is awesome.
An expression.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's been really good for me to get back into that. And I did some painting when I was in my early 20s, and I really liked it. But I was also really hard on myself, and I think that I just didn't allow myself to really be expressive and to screw up, and I needed to be perfect right away at everything I always did. So it kind of stopped me from doing a lot of things.
So, I'm in the 12-step program, and we say progress, not perfection.
Yeah.
And because,
something you have to learn, though.
Yeah,
that's definitely me, too.
Progress. And in everything, we are hard on ourselves.
Yeah.
And we're our toughest judges. Is that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's why it took me so long to do a lot of things in my life, because I was not giving myself that time to progress, right? So now I'm longboarding with my little kids, and I suck at it, and it's like, it's okay, if I'm not good at it right away, but we're doing something together, and eventually I'll be.
Longboarding scares the hell out of me.
Yeah.
I would
I mean,
get
like,
hurt.
I've been crashing. Like, it's not.
You snowboard too?
No, like I have when I was younger, but not recently. But I'm not against trying it. So.
Yeah. I think every time I've snowboarded, I broke a bone.
Really?
Something, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I had a really hard time getting off the actual lift. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you had mentioned to me the other day that you had some challenges with in recovery around addiction and drugs and alcohol and food, and I think that a lot of our audience is a lot of the people who watch these videos are women and young women and that so tell me how that's going.
Well, I think it's a constant discovery of yourself and learning. It's going a lot better. I've been just focusing more on healing myself, and I feel like the healthier choices I'm making, the better it is. I have had an eating disorder since I was 13, and I think that's where a lot of my addiction came from, was trying to control that in some way. So that was really the source of a lot of my problems, just And then I'm still kind of working that out and why I am that way. And it's, I've been in recovery for 7 years now, and I'm still learning about myself. So it's definitely, it's not like, it doesn't happen overnight.
Progress.
Progress,
Yes.
yeah. But definitely like, just learning to, accept yourself and,
So did you get to a place where you were able to surrender and say, look, I can't.
Absolutely.
I can't
think
do
that
this on my
probably helped me. I got to a point where I was like, wow, I have zero control over my life.
Russell Brand says step one is Russell says step one is I'm fucked.
Yeah.
And that's step one. Zero control over my life.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think that I felt like I had huge control over my life.
Yeah.
And I think I felt very powerful and like a little witch, who like was full of intention and who could, if I put my mind to it, I could get what I wanted. Like that's really like the power I thought that I had, but really I was forgetting that what's not yours is not meant for you. So that was a big lesson for me, and just that we can't always get what we want. So
yeah,
I definitely had to surrender a lot of control.
Well, you got 2 kids.
I've got 2 kids, yeah.
You must have wanted that.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, I have 3. I mean, they're adults now, but at the time you are with these 7 and 4 year olds is like pretty. It can take a lot of your time. I mean, it becomes your major focus. It's just looking after these little guys and staying sane.
Yeah. And just trying to be the best I can be day to day with them is not even easy.
No.
And I just, I feel like...
Find yourself screaming and say, is that really me?
Oh my gosh, like I fire off pretty easily, and that's, I need to work on that too, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm definitely not perfect with them, but...
Well, of course you are.
That's
perfect.
It's perfect,
yeah. That is, I mean, it's so clear. The most important ingredient in raising children is love. And even if you, are humbled by your own inability to be the perfect, whatever your image of a perfect mom is, you love these guys.
Yeah.
And you're there with your love every day, and they feel your love, and they feel it when you set boundaries and when you be the boss, and then they can lean against you, and hopefully that their dad is like that too. He's there with his boundaries and his, I think kids need to feel that's security in a way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm learning that, and that's been. We're all learning that right now. That's new for me. Working on boundaries has been my focus lately for myself, and it's very important. So, my son and I are going through that right now where... He's the
7-year-old.
Yeah, he's the 7-year-old where I'm, learning my boundaries right now, like at 32, and we've got this little struggle going on because he hasn't seen me with great boundaries, know? So now it's like... whoa, this isn't what I'm used to, but it's like, it's good. He needs to know that I'm the boss. So
you need to know that you're the boss.
I need to know that I'm the boss.
In recovery, my boss is my higher power. If I don't have that relationship, if I don't have that connection, and if I'm running the show, usually I'm fucked. Well, yeah, and that's, have you read Russell Brand's book?
I haven't, but I do really like him.
Do you?
And like I've seen a lot of his videos and stuff, and
he was in town a couple weeks ago.
I know.
Yeah, I went.
Yeah, he was at Fresh Start. You went to.
Well, he was at the Jubilee.
Okay.
So his show was at the Jubilee.
Okay.
It was a Thursday night or something, and I went to the first show. Was like 6:30 in the evening, and he said, "We've got empty seats if you want to stay for the second show." So I stayed for the second show. Actually, I went out for dinner with my family, and because my kids had bought my ticket for Father's Day.
Nice.
To go to see Russell Brand, and then we all went up for dinner, and I came back and caught like the second half of the second show. It was really good. I'm a fan.
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
His book though, called Recovery. You guys, Russell's book called Recovery is amazing, and he nails it. Like he, because I've been active in the 12-step world for a long time, since I was 25. I first read his book because I wasn't sure, I wondered if he was going to screw it up. Russell's writing a book about recovery, and he's going to talk about the 12 steps. Is he going to do a good job? And he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really think that you would enjoy it.
Yeah, I'll have to read it.
Yeah.
I'm sure I would really like it.
Yeah. I may even have a copy here.
Yeah.
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 Do you read much?
I haven't been lately. I've got a lot of art books that I've been kind of skimming through and that sort of thing. A lot of spirituality books. I've been doing a lot of research on tarot, so I've been kind of immersing myself in that and my art lately. And then kids and a little bit of longboarding, and that's kind of been my life right now. So, and my recovery work. Yeah.
So, in recovery, part of our job is to give back. Whether it's in that area where, for me, that's primarily where I like to give back. But where would you like to? How would you like to make a difference? I definitely
want to work with women one day after I'm done healing myself, or even I'm sure it'll help me heal to start helping other women.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? Start now. I think that I want to work with abuse victim, or we don't want to use the word victim.
It's hard, isn't it?
Traumas. Women who have been through traumas.
I have a philosophy on that kind of. Because I think that it's so easy for all of us to claim victim in whatever area of our lives. And I've been having a really tough couple of years in business, and now I could either own that and say, well, this is my journey. This is or I could blame the economy. I'm a victim, I could say I'm a victim of the economy, victim of that last government, whatever. And
but you need to step out of that role in order to heal.
Yes, yeah.
And you're going to be stuck in that rut forever if you're not.
So if I'm a victim, it's impossible for me to find gratitude.
Yeah.
Because victim is this whole story that somebody did something wrong. And and the other side of victim, and this is a bit of a jump for everybody, but is this concept of forgiveness. So when we're often talking about forgiveness,
you don't have to.
No,
you're giving up that.
Yes.
I see that absolutely.
Isn't that great? Because people say, "Well, I forgive them." I'm thinking, well, for what? Did they? And it embeds the victim story. It just puts it so deep in, and we're like, I'm still a victim, but I forgive you. And bullshit. Let's get past that into I love you, and into beyond victim. And it's not easy because if somebody was sexually abused when they were 6 years old by Uncle Joe, it's hard to get to a place to see that. What the value was. If there is, a universal intelligence, if there is God, if there's a...
It's so powerful to accept that experience.
Yes.
And what it's taught you and the lessons that you've learned from it. And then really, it brings you power and strength rather than... you know.
We may have to pray for Uncle Joe.
Yeah.
You know, we might have to say, "Oh fuck," you know.
And then
it's not to say that Uncle Joe
where
wasn't
he
pretty screwed up.
is, because you understand that that's what he was given,
Yeah.
and that's what he knows, and
you know, So it's a hard one. And I understand that it's when I kind of talk about this a bit, you know, with people, and it's even part of our recovery program that we make a list of all the people we're resentful towards, and then we see where were we wrong, what was our part in every situation, you know, and I mean, and I've done tons of fifth steps with people, and you know, it's sometimes it's really hard to get past, you know, that all of these things happen to us, and to a place of gratitude. Thank you. Everything was needed to bring me to this moment, and you know, and lots of times, you know, people are mad at their mom and dad, you know, or they have enmeshed relationships with them, and I say, growing up is tough. It is, you know, and many of us.
We're growing up our whole lives.
Yes, many of us don't ever. Yeah, right. You know, I'm still growing up. People say, "Where did you grow up?" Well, just here recently.
Yeah.
Calgary. You know, and I'm still doing it. You know, and recognizing that if I'm caught in right and wrong, or good and bad, it's judgment. You know, I'm then judging, and from a place of my conditioning, and my conditioning was created by my society, my mom and my dad, and so some of those things were maybe you know, created in love, but the truth is I can't see the whole picture. I can only see my perspective, and from that, if I jump to a judgment, this is good, this is bad, this is right, this is wrong, then I'm not really present. So I'm big on, you know, wanting to be, or I mean, wanting to be is the right word, but the possibility that we can not judge, that we can just accept in each moment that this is, you know.
And just learning to have that power over thought, you know.
Well, I actually.
Or even just as it comes.
Well, if we practice being present, have you read any Eckhart Tolle?
No.
Eckhart Tolle, you know, talks really, I mean, his great book that I love is called The Power of Now. And if we practice being here, and the more we do it, like through meditation, and I'm so excited that you're coming, and you know, we're all going to meditate more together, but meditation, gratitude, you know, brings us into the moment. And
I've been having a gratitude rock every morning. I take it and I put it on me in my pocket or in my bra, whatever is most convenient, in my boot.
How big is it?
Little.
Okay.
It's just a little
Obviously.
moonstone.
Yes.
But I pick it up, and in The Secret, I forget the guy's name, but he has a gratitude rock, and I watched The Secret recently. And every morning I pick up my gratitude rock and I list off everything I'm thankful for.
Nice.
And then at the end of the day, I put it down and I do it again. And it's, you know, it's huge. And when I don't do that, I notice a huge difference.
So, technically, what I believe happens when we're really in gratitude is that we get present. We're like, and if there is a God, let's imagine just for a minute that there is, and or whatever it is we want to call it. I mean, it's a concept. If we want to call it universal intelligence or whatever, love, it's only in the moment. We can only access it if we're present. So most of my story is in the past or the future. Most of what's going on in my ego or my mind is not now. And so the magic of gratitude is it brings us into the moment where we can access the power greater than ourselves. And prayer brings us into the moment, and meditation does, and I believe that service does too, when we're helping others and doing, you know, really making our life about how can we serve, then we're really present. And I'm kind of big on that. Being present. I mean, it makes sense, doesn't it? Because
it does.
I think we spend so much time in our story, in our heads, and judging, and that we're never really there.
And the concept of our whole life being a story is very interesting.
Yeah.
Like,
interesting. You like it? Interesting.
I totally
scares the hell out of you.
Well, no, it doesn't. It doesn't scare me. I like it. I like it because you can detach from that quite easily
and be here.
Yeah.
Now. What if there is nothing outside of this moment? I mean, really. There's only our perception of what happened in the past, because we really don't know what happened.
And our perception of everything that's around us.
And our perception of what might happen in the future. And so they're all it's just smoke and mirrors, the dream. But when we're really here, and another way to get here is the breath. So we just breathe, and we're like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're really present. That's where the magic happens. This whole idea of healing. People like, the story of Jesus, and he's this healer. He was super present. He had to, he was really there. And the thing that I find is that most of us don't realize that we're not present. Do you know what I mean?
And I don't think I did either before you talked about it. Before you were talking about how much time we spend in our minds and not in our bodies, then I was actually starting to realize, wow.
Just be here now.
Yeah, and it's nice to just get to the point where your thoughts aren't controlling everything. That's...
It's a journey.
Yeah, it's a journey.
It's a journey.
Definitely.
And it shakes things up.
Yeah.
You may one day wish you hadn't met me. Because it's easier in the dream.
Yeah, and I'm sure. But I don't want to be in the dream.
No. We'll see. Anyway, I think that you came and found us because in some way you don't want to be in the dream.
And I do really want to help people, and I've been really searching for which avenue I'm going to take to do that, and it's been on my mind lately. Yeah.
Well, we want to make a difference. Innately, I think we want to make a difference. Are you Bye, Michelle. Love you. That's funny. So, cool stuff. Yeah. What would any advice you want to give to 20-something-year-old girls who are just starting their life and
Oh, wow. Just it's focus on yourself. I think I was too focused on everyone else but myself at that age.
We do get caught in the script. We think, by a certain age we should be married, or by a certain age we should.
And that's crazy. This whole mapped out life, and it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming, what the expectations are now in this day and age. It's kind of crazy. It's nice to step away from that.
How old were you when you left home?
Wow, I was very young. I was 16.
Nice.
Yeah. I definitely.
Did you hitchhike?
I didn't do things properly. That's for sure.
Well, what do you mean properly?
Anything
you did was
properly for me. I was very strong-willed, and I was pissed off, and all these things. I just. I was independent but codependent.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't want to be told what to do.
So your anthem was "fuck you."
Oh, for sure it was. Yeah.
Good for you. And so now what is it?
Oh, my anthem now. Well, lately I've just been, I've been realizing that it's okay to love, because I have always loved way bigger than I thought was okay. And now I'm realizing that that's a strength and not a weakness. So that's, I don't know if that even answers the question.
Well, I don't. So let's just for a minute. The thing with love. If I was talking to you earlier about David Hawkins, and he talks about unconditional love, and the vibration of unconditional love in his scale, which is kind of 0 to 1,000. 1,000 was Christ consciousness, and unconditional love was like 540, and above 500 in his scale. And in unconditional love, it's not exclusive. It's not, I can only love you, I can't love anybody else. Unconditional love is that we're really unconditionally loving everybody. We're open to love, and we can't. Love is not a negotiation. It's not we're just love. And
I think that the only thing that dampens that is fear, right? Yeah. And that's the only thing that lowers our vibration from that is our own fear.
Fear takes us out of the moment immediately.
So it becomes this: how do I lose that fear in order to always be in that constant state of pure
So the
love,
more we focus
right?
on being here, being present, the more we're in love. And we see that, fear, we can't really focus on not being in fear. We can only really focus on being in love. So because we can only look the way we want to go. And if we're looking towards love, we're looking towards being present, through gratitude, through prayer, through meditation, through love, and in love, then fear drops away. And often my prayer is to be shown, where I'm hooked on an idea, where I'm hooked on a belief system, so that I can be more present. And somehow knowing about it does help us to let go of it.
Yeah, you have to look at every emotion you're having. It's been everything that bugs me lately. I'm like, what is wrong with me? Not what's wrong with you.
Yes.
Why am I reacting, right?
Yeah, well, that's the beginning. I think that's the consciousness, and through awareness and consciousness, we can bring ourselves into the present, and all the power on the planet is only in the moment. And we can access it the more we're there. And I think that going and doing like a long meditation, like a 10-day meditation, brings us into that. And we struggle through all of our ideas and let go of them, and be free.
Yeah.
And freedom's kind of what we want, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
For coming.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
And I'm anxious to watch your journey and be part of it, and meet your kids, maybe have them come to meditation.
Yeah. Well, we'll see maybe one night.
And all right. Well, thanks.
Yeah.
I've got to just kind of turn that off on my own.
Okay.
So I'm going to I can't do that. Okay, you guys, we're going to go, but I want you to follow us on YouTube and make comments. And if you make comments, Skye may answer questions if you have any.
Yeah.
And we love you, and thanks for watching us today. Have a happy Saturday afternoon. Come visit us at the store sometime. I should be here tomorrow. I don't know if the sun's shining. I'll be here tomorrow. I might go for a ride on my motorcycle.
Yeah, we'll have to do that. Yeah.
Okay, love you guys.
Bye, guys.
Here we go.